Nigeria has officially run out of patience with foreign agitators masquerading as men of God. Alex Babbir, a former college football player from the US turned medical missionary, didn't just overstay his welcome. He allegedly lit the fuse on a sectarian powder keg. While Babbir's social media feeds showed him building houses, Nigerian intelligence was watching him build a narrative of religious confrontation in the country's middle belt. We are talking about an American citizen accused of inciting people to commit violence against Muslims, all under the guise of providing humanitarian aid. But as we have discovered, Babbir was only the tip of the iceberg.
Immediately after he made his speech in Jos, a lot of people didn't know that two Muslims were killed immediately after his speech. And because of the impact of this provocative speech which he has been doing, he was sent out of the country and is no longer in Nigeria. And that's what the government has done.
While Alex Babbir was busy curating a saintly image for his American donors, the reality on the ground in Nigeria was very different. We've confirmed that at least 2 Muslim citizens were murdered in cold blood, specifically targeted in the immediate aftermath of Babbir's inflammatory addresses. This wasn't missionary work, it was radicalization. Behind the polished humanitarian facade, Babbir was weaponizing religious texts to turn neighbors into enemies. And we've obtained a footage that Western media will never show you, the exact moment this medical trainee traded his stethoscope for a megaphone to promote hate.
What I want to ask is, what does the Quran and the Hadith teach? I will not say Allah is a bloodsucker, but I will preach and tell you what the Quran says. Surah 9:29. It says, fight those who disbelieve in Allah. In the Hadith, it says that the greatest form of jihad is religious fighting. So when Fulani come into the village and they chant Allahu Akbar, and they kill your families.
Local intelligence and Islamic authorities did not buy the misguided missionary defense. To them, Babbir represented a tactical shift in foreign subversion, a brazen operative who didn't just study Islamic theology to understand it, but to weaponize it. This was a man who was seen moving through conflict zones with high-quality rifles, openly bragging about his direct line to the White House. He was a foreigner, entering a sovereign nation to tell its citizens who their enemies were, all while claiming he had the full backing of the American government. In the eyes of Nigeria's leading scholars, this isn't religion, it's psychological warfare designed to destabilize the region from the inside out.
Nigeria has been suffering from this kind of insecurity for a long time, and even our Nigerian security have been suspecting the influence of foreigners in the affairs. We used to suspect countries like France. Then suddenly we have seen an American taking all the bold steps to come out publicly, to come out and to be seen in the scene, and also trying to blackmail Muslims, saying that their problem is not with Muslims, it's with Islam.
So, was Alex Babbir just a rogue extremist acting on impulse, or was he an asset deployed as part of a much larger geopolitical strategy? To find the answers, you have to follow the money. Babbir runs an outfit called Building Zion. On paper, they're just medics and builders, but their bankroll comes from equipping the persecuted, or ETP, an organization that does far more than just to equip. ETP's founder, Judge Saul, also commands Truth Nigeria, a data harvesting operation that has become a primary intelligence source for the United States Congress. This isn't just charity, it's a closed-loop system. They fund the man on the ground who incites the chaos, they harvest the data from that chaos, and then they package it as a genocide report to trigger U.S. intervention. It's a blueprint of subversion, and it leads straight to the steps of the American Capitol.
For years, Christians in Nigeria have faced unspeakable violence. Churches burned, villages destroyed, families slaughtered, while the global community looked away. As part of the investigation President Trump asked me to lead, I visited Nigeria and witnessed firsthand the horrors our brothers and sisters in Christ face and saw the security challenges Nigeria faces. That is why I am proud to introduce the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act. This legislation makes clear that the United States stands with our persecuted brothers and sisters in Christ and seeks to help Nigeria address its many challenges.
And make no mistake, this isn't some fringe lobby. These groups have a direct line to the Oval Office. Congressman Riley Moore admitted that his investigation was on direct orders from Donald Trump himself. This is how the game is played. Radical missionaries provide the pretext, political operatives provide the proof, and the president provides the threat of force. They aren't just reporting on a crisis. They are the architects of a narrative designed to bring Nigeria to its knees under the threat of American military might.
Well, so this report that we presented to the White House was pursuant to the president asking myself and Chairman Tom Cole, the House Appropriations Committee, to investigate this Christian persecution and what I've been calling a genocide in Nigeria that's been going on.
And this is where the trail of blood meets the trail of power. Equipping the persecuted, the bankroll of Babbir's operation is directed by the MAGA elite, specifically Dr. Jim Gallo, a man who sat directly on Donald Trump's faith advisory team.
His significant experience includes serving on President Trump's faith advisory team and meeting with world leaders to discuss religious principles in governance.
This isn't a theory. It's a documented line of influence stretching from a village in Nigeria's Plateau State where people were being killed into the inner circle of the American presidency. Using the word genocide as a geopolitical battering ram, Donald Trump has positioned the United States for a fast, vicious strike on Nigerian soil. He didn't call for diplomacy, he threatened an invasion.
I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast.
The African Union also being blunt, saying that there is no genocide, only a shared struggle against a terror, a struggle being sabotaged by foreign actors.
We would like really to stress again that there is no genocide in northern Nigeria.
We call on our American friends and partners to approach the Nigerian situation with an understanding of its complex realities. Nigeria is a vast, multi-ethnic, multi-religious nation making significant strides in economic reform and in bolstering of its security architecture.
We now see the machinery in motion. A preacher incites hatred that leads to the blood in the streets. That preacher is funded by an organization with direct ties to the Trump inner circle. That organization then provides the data used to justify its funding and threats of military intervention. The answer might not be found in the villages of Benue State, but in the bank accounts and boardrooms of Washington.